2011 women's soccer season. The Pirates open up action this week down in Florida, taking on Lynn and Florida Southern. Coach Faulconer, since we talked to you last, you had one exhibition game against the Citadel. So give us a little review of the Citadel exhibition and how the rest of preseason went for you.
Well, I thought, Chad, the Citadel exhibition showed us a lot about our team. Had a great start to the game, 3 great goals, and got 3-0 over a pretty good Citadel team. And then the game kind of evened out after that. And we played 3 30-minute periods, and they won the middle period. We gave up a goal late. And then they actually scored again late in the third period, and we answered quickly after to make the margin, I guess, 4-2 if you look at it that way. But one of the things, we learned, obviously, we can score goals. We got goals from 4 different people, which is always, I think, going to be important for us this year. But one of the disappointing things is that we gave up goals late in the periods, and something that we did last year as well. So we need to correct that. We talked about that. But overall, I thought we were the better side on the day, and I think it gives us a good idea where we're at this point.
Now, you did not have another exhibition because just the weird scheduling rules. Yeah. Division I starts so much earlier, so does NAIA. So you literally had 2 weeks where you couldn't get out against another team. Talk about what you went through with your team during that preseason period.
Just try and keep them focused. Last week was a little rough. They want to play, and they see other teams out there playing already. And so, this week's been a lot better. I think, anytime we have a game coming up, the team seems to be more focused for that. So we just kind of worked on some of our philosophies and trained defensively and attacking-wise, and just try to make sure we got that hammered home so we can get ready for this weekend.
Now, last week, the Peach Belt Conference coaches picked you to finish first in the Peach Belt Conference standings this year. It's the first time since the inception of the program that you've been picked to finish first. What does that do for your team this year and for your program in general?
Yeah, we've always kind of been in that second spot, and looking up. But, a lot of coaches will say, we don't want to be in that position, but I think we do. We want to be there. It means that our program is in the right direction. We've talked about having a target on our back. Every time we play in conference, it's going to be a big game. But it's been like that for several years now, so we're used to that. And we want to live up those expectations. I think that's one thing we've talked about as a team, is that we want that challenge. We want to make sure we can continue the success we've had. And hopefully at the end of the year, the coaches were right. So we'll find out. But a lot of tough teams in the conference. I think a lot of teams are going to be much improved, and there's no easy games. And a lot of our more difficult games in some places are on the road, so it's not going to be easy, but we're looking forward to it.
Now, speaking of the road, you do open up away from home this weekend at Lynn, against Florida Southern, and Lynn playing at Florida Southern, 2 typically strong Sunshine State Conference teams, and then you're right back at home next weekend taking on Lander in the Peach Belt Conference opener. So give us a glimpse about the first 3 games on the Armstrong schedule.
Well, it's familiar because last year was the same way. We started off with Lynn, and that game got canceled out for Lightning. We were up 1-0, and Lynn returns the majority of their team, has added some good pieces, so that's going to be a difficult test. And Florida Southern last year, we had some weather issues with that game as well. We were up 1-0 late. They tied it, ended up being a draw, and then the following week we won in overtime against Lander. So it's a tough stretch. I think it's what we want to do, but I think we want to go out right away and play the best teams we possibly can. And Lynn and Florida Southern definitely will be worthy opponents to that. We're looking forward to it.